Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them roll their eyes. While you walk into a chapter so divinely written, even the angels are in awe of how it ends. You've always felt different, haven't you? That quiet voice inside, that sense you were meant for more. That's not ego. That's echo. The echo of your soul remembering who you were before the world tried to make you forget. And now that you found this moment, that ancient power inside of you is beginning to stir. Your spirit is waking up. The illusions are falling apart. The truth is rising. You're not just healing, you're activating. And the things that used to break you? They're going to be the same things that build your platform. Michael says this next part is not for the faint of heart, it's for the anointed. You are about to be publicly rewarded for what you survived privately. Don't rush past that line. Read it again. You are about to be publicly rewarded for what you survived privately. This is why the battle was so brutal. This is why the silence was so loud. This is why the wait took forever. Because the crown coming for your life? It's not made of gold. It's made of glory. And glory cannot be handed to someone who hasn't been through the fire. But you? You walked through it barefoot, and came out glowing. And now, heaven is preparing to show the world what it means to carry divine fire and still walk in love. Michael has something else he's been waiting to tell you for 3 weeks. He's been holding it in because he wanted to wait for your spirit to be still. So here it is. The reason you've been feeling overwhelmed lately is because your blessing is too big to fit in your current space. That restlessness isn't anxiety. It's expansion. Your soul knows something larger is coming. And heaven is rearranging your life to make room for it. But be warned, not everyone can come. Some people are tied to the version of you that no longer exists. And God is calling you to grieve that identity and let it go. You're not them anymore. You're not who you were when you first got hurt. You're not who you were when they walked away. You're not who you were when you thought your life was falling apart. You are reborn in silence. Resurrected in secret. And now you're about to rise in the open. Michael says your next elevation will not come from effort, but from surrender. You don't have to chase. Just align. You don't have to fight. Just flow. And the people who belong in your next chapter? They'll recognize you without needing proof. Because your energy is about to shift so high, your name will start conversations in rooms you've never even entered. Don't believe it? You're already on someone's mind. Right now. As you read this. Someone who matters is thinking about you. Not casually. Deeply. They've felt your name in their chest for days and can't figure out why. But Michael knows. Because heaven has whispered you into the right hearts. You're not crazy. You're being positioned. And while the world is busy with noise, you're becoming a storm of purpose. A storm of beauty. A storm of divine promise. And baby, no one can stop a storm that God started. Keep reading. Would you like the next half of the 7,000-word storm now? Same energy, same format, same miracle fire? Let's go deeper now. This next part, it's raw. It's holy. And it's going to hit you right where your truth lives. You think it's just coincidence that you felt off lately? No. It's transition. The reason your soul hasn't been sitting right with the people and places you used to tolerate is because your spirit is evolving beyond the space you were once content in. Your energy doesn't fit where it used to anymore. And that's a good thing. That discomfort? It's your spirit saying, I can't breathe here. And Archangel Michael has been screaming it in the spirit realm. He's been trying to whisper it through dreams, through headaches, through sleepless nights. But now it's loud. And now it's undeniable. You're changing. And that means some people are about to get uncomfortable around you. Let them. You weren't called to make everyone feel safe. You were called to wake souls up. Even your silence has been shaking the room lately. You've been quieter, more observant, less reactive. That's not weakness. That's power. Because the strongest version of you doesn't beg, chase, or explain. The strongest version of you walks in knowing, and lets God handle the exposure. And guess what? That exposure is coming. The ones who played you? They're about to get played by their own shadows. The ones who lied about you? Their mouths are about to taste the bitterness of truth. The ones who fake their loyalty? Their masks are slipping. And Michael says, don't even lift a finger. Because God is about to prove what you've been too exhausted to explain. You're not crazy. You're not sensitive. You're not dramatic. You're tapped in. You're spiritually intelligent. You've just been around people who don't speak the language of your soul. And now? You're about to speak it fluently. Because when you stop dimming your fire to keep others warm, your whole frequency shifts. And when that shift happens, doors open. Not just any doors, divine ones. The kind of doors that don't require connections or credentials, just alignment. The kind of doors that can't be shut by human hands. The kind of doors Michael's been guarding with his sword, waiting for you to wake up. And now that you have, they're opening. Do you feel that? That tiny pull in your chest? That's your future calling. That's your answered prayer tapping gently. That's your next dimension whispering, I've been waiting for you. Because heaven can't promote a version of you that still seeks permission to shine. You don't need their approval anymore. You don't need their validation. You don't need to keep auditioning for love that should have seen you from the start. You are not hard to love. You were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to love deeply. And now Michael is saying it clearly. You are about to meet the people who see your light, and don't flinch. Your tribe is coming. Your peace is returning. Your mind is healing. And your spirit? It's glowing. Because you're finally letting go of what hurt, to grab hold of what's holy. And God is smiling. Because you're finally starting to believe again. Not just in Him, but in you. Keep going. The final part is burning with prophecy, clarity, and miracle thunder. Say, continue, and I'll pour the last wave of this divine message your soul's been starving for. Then let's finish this. Because what's coming next? It's not just a word. It's a reversal. Everything the enemy thought he stole from you, joy, time, clarity, peace, connection, is coming back around. But here's the twist, it won't return in the same form. It's coming back upgraded. Because God doesn't restore the old version, He multiplies the new one. You didn't just stumble here. You were led. pulled, called. And I know your soul feels it right now, like a soft fire in the chest that you can't explain. That's not random. That's divine. That's Archangel Michael whispering through time, "Beloved, I'm so glad you finally found this." Because he's been waiting 3 whole weeks for you to stop, to listen, to feel this moment in your spirit. Not your mind. Not your logic. Just your raw, wide-open soul. And now that you're here, what you're about to receive will wreck you in the most beautiful way. Heaven's been holding its breath. Because this message, it's time-sensitive. It won't stay long. It wasn't meant for just anyone. It was coded with your frequency, wrapped in light, and launched from the throne room of God, just for you. And Archangel Michael was entrusted to deliver it. For weeks, he stood outside your energy, whispering into dreams, playing songs around you, pressing gentle weights on your chest hoping you'd notice. And now, finally, you did. But hurry, this will vanish in 35 seconds. That's not a threat. That's spiritual timing. Heaven waits, but not forever. So if you're still reading, you've just confirmed to God that you're ready. And now that you're ready, you're about to cry. Not out of pain, but because you're finally about to hear the thing your soul has waited for since it was created. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. And you are definitely not cursed. You are chosen. And heaven never changed its mind about you. Let me stop here, for 1 second, and ask you with love, please don't miss a message like this again. Subscribe now, because your inbox needs more light than fear. This is where heaven meets you. And these messages? They come only when your name is stirred in God's Spirit. Click that soul door open. The rest of your miracle begins when you stay connected. Now listen close, because this next part is the one Michael's been holding back tears for. He's seen your silent prayers. He stood beside your bed at 2 a.m. when you whispered, "God, are you still with me?" He was there when you clutched your chest, not from a heart problem, but from a soul that was begging not to give up. He was there when they betrayed you, and you kept loving them anyway. And that's why he weeps now. Because despite it all, you still showed up to this message with hope inside you. You still believe there's more. And beloved, there is. Oh, there is. You are one miracle away from everything changing. But here's the raw truth Michael couldn't say until now. If you don't take this moment seriously, if you doubt this divine appointment again, something meant for you will reroute. The door is cracked open. Just a sliver. But heaven won't force you through it. You must choose. Because what you don't see is that someone is already asking questions about you behind closed doors. They're planning something that's going to involve your name, your presence, your spirit. But they don't know the full version of who you're becoming. Michael does. God does. And now, you will too. The real reason Archangel Michael waited 3 weeks to deliver this is because a hidden assignment is about to activate in your life. Something sacred has been sleeping inside you. And the moment you clicked on this, it started to wake up. There is someone in your life who was only meant to be a test, not a lifetime. But you got stuck in the cycle. In the apology loop. In the hope that they change trap. Michael saw that. He saw how you shrank yourself just to feel needed. But God is breaking that off of you now. Because your purpose was never to babysit broken people while your calling sat on the shelf. You are a kingdom being. A divine soul. A miracle in motion. And heaven has a plan for your name that no enemy, no family curse, no gossiping friend can override. The only thing that can stop it is your own doubt. That's why this message is so urgent. Because you've been carrying both faith and fear, and the universe is waiting for you to choose. So choose now. Stay. Keep reading. Let this go all the way in. Because the next part is what Michael says will bring you to tears. You've been lied to. Not just by people, but by the dark voice that tried to convince you that you're too late, too messed up, too complicated. But guess what? God never asked for perfect. He asked for honest. And your soul is already speaking louder than your shame. Michael wants you to hear this clearly. That last heartbreak didn't break you. It broke the chains around you. That delay wasn't rejection. It was redirection. That moment you lost everything? That was the moment heaven reordered your whole life behind the scenes. But because you couldn't see it, you thought God abandoned you. He didn't. He was rebuilding you in secret. He was preparing a table in the presence of every liar who ever underestimated you. And now? That table is almost ready. Want me to continue the rest of the 7,000-word message in this same combo of paragraphs and spicy one-liners? Say the word. The rest of the divine revelation is locked and loaded. And guess what? The people who try to erase your name, they're about to watch God highlight it. They buried you with rumors. They danced on your silence. They mistook your stillness for surrender. But what they didn't know is that heaven was hiding you to heal you. Archangel Michael has been standing guard like a warrior in front of your destiny. Because what's coming next? It's holy. And not everyone deserves front row seats to your resurrection. Let them talk. Let them guess. Let them roll their eyes. While you walk into a chapter so divinely written, even the angels are in awe of how it ends. You've always felt different, haven't you? That quiet voice inside, that sense you were meant for more. That's not ego. That's echo. The echo of your soul remembering who you were before the world tried to make you forget. And now that you found this moment, that ancient power inside of you is beginning to stir. Your spirit is waking up. The illusions are falling apart. The truth is rising. You're not just healing, you're activating. And the things that used to break you? They're going to be the same things that build your platform. Michael says this next part is not for the faint of heart, it's for the anointed. You are about to be publicly rewarded for what you survived privately. Don't rush past that line. Read it again. You are about to be publicly rewarded for what you survived privately. This is why the battle was so brutal. This is why the silence was so loud. This is why the wait took forever. Because the crown coming for your life? It's not made of gold. It's made of glory. And glory cannot be handed to someone who hasn't been through the fire. But you? You walked through it barefoot, and came out glowing. And now, heaven is preparing to show the world what it means to carry divine fire and still walk in love. That's your answered prayer tapping gently. That's your next dimension whispering, I've been waiting for you. Because heaven can't promote a version of you that still seeks permission to shine. You don't need their approval anymore. You don't need their validation. You don't need to keep auditioning for love that should have seen you from the start. You are not hard to love. You were just surrounded by people who didn't know how to love deeply. And now Michael is saying it clearly. You are about to meet the people who see your light, and don't flinch. Your tribe is coming. Your peace is returning. Your mind is healing. And your spirit? It's glowing. Because you're finally letting go of what hurt, to grab hold of what's holy. And God is smiling. Because you're finally starting to believe again. Not just in Him, but in you. Keep going. The final part is burning with prophecy, clarity, and miracle thunder. Say, continue, and I'll pour the last wave of this divine message your soul's been starving for. Then let's finish this. Because what's coming next? It's not just a word. It's a reversal. Everything the enemy thought he stole from you, joy, time, clarity, peace, connection, is coming back around. But here's the twist, it won't return in the same form. It's coming back upgraded. Because God doesn't restore the old version, He multiplies the new one. That person who ghosted you and made you question your worth? They're about to watch you shine in a way that makes them question their own. That opportunity that slipped through your fingers? It's returning, but now you get to decide if it's even worthy of your time. Because Michael wants you to remember this. Rejection was never about your inadequacy. It was divine protection from assignments not built for your light. And right now, heaven is downloading strategies into your spirit. Sudden ideas. Unexpected clarity. New relationships with angelic alignment. This isn't luck. This is legacy. You're stepping into the life that your future self has been praying for you to receive. But be careful. Not everyone can go with you. There will be doors you must close, even if your heart wants to keep them open. Because where you're headed? Only truth can breathe there. Only honesty can enter. Only healed energy can rise. So if someone keeps confusing you, draining you, gaslighting you, Michael says stop waiting for them to get it. They already got it. They just don't care. You were loyal to the wrong people. It's time to be loyal to your future now. It's time to water your own garden. It's time to protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. You're not just walking into blessings. You're walking into boundaries. And those boundaries? They're sacred. Because you're finally stepping out of survival mode. And stepping into divine mode. You've cried enough. You've questioned yourself enough. You've played small enough. Now heaven is flipping the script. And the next chapter? It reads like a promise fulfilled. The kind of promise you almost gave up on. But you held on, even with shaking hands. And Michael saw it. He watched you scream into pillows, fall to your knees, beg for signs, beg for rest, beg for answers. And now, He's smiling. Because God heard you. Every single word. Even the ones you were too tired to speak. And heaven is responding with motion. A shift so undeniable, you'll start to feel lighter before anything physically changes. That's how miracles begin, in the energy first. So if you've been feeling emotional lately, that's not weakness. That's the water breaking before the birth of your new timeline. Let it come. Let it wreck you. Let it melt what doesn't belong. Because baby, you're about to step into days you only ever saw in your imagination. You're about to wake up with peace so loud, it drowns out every old voice that ever tried to shrink you. And the next time someone asks, how did it happen? You'll smile and say, I finally listened when Archangel Michael said, I'm so glad you finally found this. Your new life doesn't start later. It starts right now. And if your soul is still trembling, good. That means it heard the truth. Now rise. And walk in the light you were born for. Your angels are already one step ahead. Your miracles are already in motion. And heaven? Heaven is celebrating you like you wouldn't believe. Go. It's done. And just like that, something shifted. Did you feel it? That tingling in your chest. That sudden breath. That weight lifting. That was Michael pulling away the last veil of doubt from your spirit. Because now, you finally see it. You finally believe it. You were never waiting on the miracle. The miracle was waiting on you. It's not coming, it's here. You just unlocked the door it was standing behind. And now that you've opened it, everything changes. The way people see you changes. The way you speak changes. The way you walk into rooms changes. Because you no longer carry the energy of someone wondering if they're worthy. You carry the certainty of someone who knows they were chosen before they were even born. That glow you feel? That's resurrection. That fire in your belly? That's prophecy rising. You are not who you used to be. You're not even who you were an hour ago when you first clicked this message. Because something divine has activated in your energy. And it can't be undone. Michael says don't downplay this. Don't brush it off. Don't question it. You didn't imagine this shift. You felt it in your bones. That's real. That's heaven. And you're not just going to walk into your breakthrough. You're going to embody it. People will see you and feel something they can't explain. You won't need to prove anything. You'll radiate what words never could. And the people who once ignored you? They'll wonder why your presence makes their spirits shake now. That's what happens when divine alignment hits. The old world can't handle the new you. But you? You're built for this. You were born for this. And even when you feel afraid, walk anyway. Even when you're unsure, trust anyway. Because from this moment on, you're no longer waiting for signs. You are the sign. You are the answered prayer walking. The redemption arc in motion. The angelic energy that flips atmospheres when you enter the room. You've got heaven behind you. Archangel Michael beside you. And destiny ahead of you. And that, beloved, is unstoppable. So breathe. Smile. Cry if you need to. But whatever you do, don't look back. The old you doesn't live there anymore. And neither do your fears. You've crossed over now. You've stepped into prophecy. And nothing will ever be the same. Now go. And make the world remember what heaven never forgot about you. The message is complete. And the angels? They're already singing your name. They're singing not because you're perfect, but because you finally said yes. You said yes to your power. Yes to your healing. And you're not just going to walk into your breakthrough. You're going to embody it. People will see you and feel something they can't explain. You won't need to prove anything. You'll radiate what words never could. And the people who once ignored you? They'll wonder why your presence makes their spirits shake now. That's what happens when divine alignment hits. The old world can't handle the new you. But you? You're built for this. You were born for this. And even when you feel afraid, walk anyway. Even when you're unsure, trust anyway. Because from this moment on, you're no longer waiting for signs. You are the sign. You are the answered prayer walking. The redemption arc in motion. The angelic energy that flips atmospheres when you enter the room. You've got heaven behind you. Archangel Michael beside you. And destiny ahead of you. And that, beloved, is unstoppable. So breathe. Smile. Cry if you need to. But whatever you do, don't look back. The old you doesn't live there anymore. And neither do your fears. You've crossed over now. You've stepped into prophecy. And nothing will ever be the same. Now go. And make the world remember what heaven never forgot about you. The message is complete. And the angels? They're already singing your name. They're singing not because you're perfect, but because you finally said yes. You said yes to your power. Yes to your healing. Yes to a version of you that no longer needs to beg for love or explain your spirit to people who were never meant to understand it. You've graduated from the level where people only love you when you're small. Now you're walking in a light so raw, so divine, so undeniably chosen, it demands either reverence or removal. And either way, you're good. Because your worth isn't negotiable anymore. You finally see it. And that glow on your skin? That's what self-belief mixed with angelic fire looks like. Michael wants you to know this. He didn't cry for you because you were weak. He cried because he saw how strong you were, even when no one clapped for you. He watched you pour into people who never refilled you. He watched you stay quiet just to keep the peace in rooms where your voice should have been the loudest. He watched you try to heal others while bleeding from wounds no one saw. And now? He's watching you rise. And it's beautiful. Because your light wasn't dimmed, it was compressed. So much power, packed into one soul, just waiting to explode. And today, you did. You exploded. Not into chaos, but into clarity. Now the world will feel what heaven already knows about you. That your presence is divine medicine. Your spirit is sacred ground. And anyone who tries to play with your energy from this point on will feel heaven's response faster than ever before. Because you're protected, covered, sealed in glory. And nothing formed against you will survive the season you've just entered. This is no longer a healing era. It's a harvest era. The blessings are real. The favor is strong. And the elevation? It's going to be so fast, so bold, so undeniably God-orchestrated, even your enemies will have to say, That had to be divine. But don't wait for their approval. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be legendary. Heaven didn't save you for a soft life. Heaven saved you to shake generations. So from this day forward, speak with authority. Walk like you've already won. Pray like you've already received it. Because spiritually, you have. Michael says this was never about luck. This was always about legacy. And legacy starts now. You are the miracle. You are the sign. You are the shift. And everything your ancestors cried for in silence, it's being fulfilled through you. The angels are watching. The room is ready. Heaven has already called your name. Now go live like it. You've already won. And if you're still here, still reading, still breathing in every divine syllable, then something deep inside you already knows. This wasn't a message. This was a spiritual awakening. You didn't just read words, you walked through a portal. You didn't just listen to Michael, you finally remembered your own soul's voice. You've crossed a line now. The kind you don't return from. And thank God for that. Because the person you were 3 weeks ago, they were tired, confused, doubting, dreaming small. But the person you are right now, limitless, unapologetic, connected, and seen. Yes, you are seen. By heaven. By your angels. By your future self who's been cheering you on from the other side of this breakthrough. That future version of you. They're already dancing. They've already won. Because you finally unlocked the one thing that changes everything. Faith in yourself. Not ego. Not hype. Not image. But real, rooted, unshakable spiritual fire. And that's what flips destinies. That's what makes demons nervous and angels roar. That's what Archangel Michael has been trying to awaken in you for 3 long weeks. You finally said yes. And heaven just exhaled. Because when a chosen one rises, when a light bearer remembers who they are, the whole universe shifts. This was never about just you. It was about the people who will find God through your story. The ones who will find courage because you refuse to stay broken. The ones who will say, if they survived that and still shine like this, maybe I can too. You are someone else's answered prayer. You are someone else's reason to believe again. And you are finally becoming the version of you that your childhood self dreamed of. So if you feel a tear sliding down your cheek right now, good. That's not sadness. That's recognition. Your spirit just met the truth face to face. Now hold it. Protect it. Speak it. Because the world needs your fire. And the moment you start living like this moment changed you. Everything, and I mean everything, will respond. People will feel your shift without you saying a word. Opportunities will appear out of thin air. Doors will swing open simply because your frequency now matches the miracles meant for you. You are magnetic now. Not because you're chasing. But because you're aligned. Let them feel your glow. Let them wonder how you healed. Let them ask why they can't stop thinking about you. Because this light, this peace, this quiet knowing, It's not fake. It's not borrowed. It's earned. It's real. It's yours. And nothing and no one, not a single soul on this earth, has the power to take it from you again. Not this time. Because now, you remember who you are. And heaven? Heaven has never stopped remembering you. Message delivered. Message received. Now rise. And live like you were the prophecy all along. And if your heart is pounding right now, that's confirmation. That's not anxiety. That's alignment. That's your soul screaming, asterisk, finally. You heard me. Asterisk. Because this wasn't just a message from Archangel Michael. This was your soul's voice, returning. Resurrecting. Reclaiming the space it was always meant to take up. You're not here to beg for crumbs of love, respect, peace, or purpose anymore. You're here to build tables where kings and angels gather, and you're the one who lights the candles. Everything that tried to bury you, it didn't know you were a seed. And now? You're blooming in soil that was meant to suffocate you. That's called divine reversal. And heaven is watching the entire garden grow, in your name. You've entered sacred territory now. Don't apologize for how bright your light burns. Don't explain why you're smiling more. Don't dim your joy just because it makes others uncomfortable. Because your joy is a weapon now. It silences darkness. It repels manipulation. It restores balance in rooms that were dry with doubt. You're no longer just walking into places. You're shifting atmospheres. And the enemy? He knows it. That's why the attacks got heavier before this moment. That's why your peace was disrupted. That's why your sleep was filled with noise. Because they knew. They knew you were getting close. But here's the beautiful twist. You made it anyway. You heard heaven anyway. You believed anyway. You stayed soft anyway. And now? Everything is about to reflect the fire you kept burning in secret. Let them wonder what happened. Let them stare when your life starts glowing. Let them whisper when you start receiving things you didn't even ask for out loud. Because this level? It's not a reward. It's a reflection of what's always been inside you. You finally just stopped hiding it. Michael is proud. He's no longer in tears of urgency. He's weeping with awe. Because few make it through the storm with their soul still soft and their heart still holy. But you did. And now God's about to honor it loudly. No more crumbs. No more almosts. No more, maybe next time. It's your time. You are the chosen one in your bloodline who said, "The cycle ends with me." And heaven listened. And earth will respond. Now go walk like every step is a prayer answered. Because, beloved, it is. And just when you thought this was the end of the message, heaven leans in closer. Because Archangel Michael still has one more whisper for your soul. Something sacred. Something final. He says, "Beloved, your life will never be normal again." And you know what? That's the best news you've ever heard. Because normal was hurting you. Normal was shrinking your voice. Normal was keeping you attached to energies that were feeding off your light and calling it love. But now? Now you're walking into supernatural. Into favor that doesn't make sense on paper. Into blessings that override bloodlines. Into peace that silences every inner war you fought in the dark. And the most powerful part? You didn't need to beg, chase, force, or fake anything to get here. You healed your way here. You prayed your way here. You loved your way here. You believed your way here, even when your heart was shattered and your eyes were tired. That's what made heaven open. And now? You're a portal for miracles. People will come into your life and heal just by being near you. Your words will feel like medicine to broken spirits. Your presence will start waking up what's asleep in others. Because your light is real. And real light? It doesn't need to convince. It just illuminates. You've become the version of yourself that your angels fought so hard to protect. The version they saw when you were still trying to fit in places you outgrew. The version they cried over when you almost gave up. And now? They're rejoicing. Because you didn't just survive the fire, you became it. The kind of fire that doesn't destroy. It purifies. And the world is about to experience what happens when purity and power collide in a single soul. You are divine evidence that beauty grows from broken places. And from this moment forward, everything you touch will either grow with you, or fall away. That's not punishment. That's protection. Michael says, guard your new frequency like gold. Don't entertain confusion. Don't explain your elevation. Don't argue with anyone who tries to pull you back into versions of you that no longer live here. This is sacred space now. Your mind, your body, your spirit, consecrated. And God's favor? It's going to chase you down like a storm of light. Unexpected emails. Calls that shift your finances overnight. Opportunities wrapped in divine timing. Love that doesn't confuse, compete, or condition. Peace so powerful, even your past will start to bow to it. This is the life your angels cried for. This is the energy heaven created when you were formed. This is the you who doesn't flinch anymore when someone leaves. Because now you know. Everything that walks away simply made space for what was better. Michael says. Don't go back. Don't explain. Don't doubt. Because what's ahead of you? It's more beautiful than every prayer you've ever whispered through trembling lips. And the final truth your soul needs to carry? You're not just favored. You're on assignment. Every step you take now is divine strategy. Every word you speak is being backed by angels. Every boundary you hold is a spiritual filter. And every version of you that once felt like too much? That version is your glory now. So walk, beloved. Walk in love. Walk in boldness. Walk in the kind of authority that makes every room feel like a sacred space when you enter. You didn't come this far to blend in. You came to set the atmosphere on fire. And heaven? Heaven is watching. Heaven is celebrating. Heaven is with you. Always. And this is where your new chapter begins. No trumpet. No spotlight. Just this sacred, quiet explosion inside your spirit that says, it's time. Time to walk like the chains are already broken. Time to speak like the doors are already open. Time to live like your angels are already ahead of you, because they are. Archangel Michael has cleared the path. He's been swinging his sword through dark corridors in your name, cutting through gossip, betrayal, spiritual warfare, ancestral pain, and emotional chaos. You didn't even realize how many attacks were coming at you. But he did. And heaven stopped them. Not one. Not 10. Thousands. Thousands of silent weapons, emotional manipulations, energy attacks, subtle betrayals, all blocked because you still had one thing left. Purpose. Not talent. Not perfection. Not a flawless past. Just purpose. And heaven protects purpose at all costs. That's why you're still here. That's why this message still found you, even when you tried to disconnect. Even when you pushed away the signs. Even when you rolled your eyes at hope. Michael didn't give up. Because he saw the prophecy you couldn't see. He saw the ripple effect your life would have. He saw the generations that would be healed because you decided to believe again. And now? Now, he's placing a spiritual mantle on your shoulders. Can you feel it? That heat on your chest? That tingling in your fingers? That sudden heaviness that feels more like power than pain? That's your crown being adjusted. Heaven doesn't hand out royalty to those who merely ask. It is reserved for those who endure and rise anyway. And you? You've risen from ashes so many times, the fire stopped trying to burn you. Now it bows to you. Now it makes way for you. And everything that once tried to destroy you will start blessing you, by force. Your name is shifting. Your spiritual rank is rising. And the universe is adjusting itself in your favor, without you having to beg, prove, or perform. You just have to walk. Unbothered. Unapologetic. Unstoppable. Because the spiritual upgrade you've just received doesn't require you to be louder. It requires you to be clearer. You're clear now. About who you are. About who God is. About what you're here for. And about what you will never accept again. This clarity is holy. Protect it. Because clarity kills confusion, and confusion was your enemy's favorite tactic. Now they're scrambling. Now they're nervous. Because a focused, clear, spiritually aligned you is a supernatural threat. They can't guilt you anymore. They can't bait you into their drama. They can't twist your words or play with your mind. Because your spirit is no longer at war with itself. You've aligned with heaven. And now heaven is aligning everything with you. Your finances. Expect sudden shifts. The stuck places. Expect sudden movement. That stagnant relationship. Expect revelation. The next 7 days will confirm what your spirit already knows. God is not playing about you. Archangel Michael isn't warning anymore, he's warring on your behalf. And the part of you that used to be afraid? That part is gone now. Matured. Melted into wisdom. You see everything now. The patterns. The lies. The games. The limits. And you bless it, then release it. Because you no longer need to fight for space in places where your soul can't breathe. You're making room for what breathes life into you. And what's coming is alive. Real. Divine. safe, wild, and holy. It will look like destiny. It will feel like home. And it will love you in ways your younger self never even knew how to ask for. You are not too much. You never were. You were just surrounded by people who preferred dimness over brilliance. But now, your brilliance is non-negotiable. Let it shine. Let the angels walk with you into rooms your name was already whispered in. Let your gifts open doors you never even knocked on. Let your peace become your power. Because peace, true, divine peace, is a frequency that speaks louder than chaos. And now that you're vibrating there, only what's aligned can reach you. That's why old connections are falling off. That's why familiar places feel strange. That's why you don't even miss what once had you begging. Your soul is moving at heaven's speed now. And the people who truly belong in your future? They'll keep up, effortlessly. They'll match your fire. They'll honor your softness. They'll recognize your worth before you have to prove it. Because God is not sending you more tests. He's sending confirmation. He's sending your people. He's sending your resources. He's sending your, finally. And Archangel Michael? He'll be standing behind you the whole way, silent now. Because you finally heard him. Because you finally obeyed. Because you finally remembered. And now the message? It doesn't need to repeat. Because you didn't just find this message. You became it. The living proof of what happens when a soul on the edge of giving up finds just one holy spark, and chooses to rise. Again. And again. And again. Until one day, you no longer rise from ashes. You rise on purpose. Every single time. Tools.